Gonna be my boy Chicago first for Seabark whopping up here as a Boomy. I was honestly thinking maybe a little bit of Feral here. But the man getting booked around all over the place, absolutely in the ring with Chicago, trying to see if he can throw him against the, what is that like in wrestling? Like when you throw him against like that line that people get springboarded back into in wrestling. What is that? But it's going to be Seabark with a little bit of that thorns, trying to keep Chicago out in the open, trying to keep him away from any kind of pillars, as long as you can keep tracking him and putting dot damage on the guy. Like you'll actually be in a fantastic spot. I do wonder what, because we never see Boomies anymore. But I wonder if they're like burst class or if they're sustained, because it looks like sustained damage from the stars as well as the dots actually doing quite a bit of work towards Chicago. They all have to worry about their health a little bit. Gonna be Seabark getting locked down for just a moment. Does have a root or separate from Chicago as they try to maybe to drop down, and Sun Totem does end up moving Sun Totem maybe a little bit too far out, as Seabark is able to avoid it narrowly though. Seabark does have himself Heart of the Wild, so in case things ever get rough for him, he should be able to switch it up and then go for a full-on healing build, worst to worst. Gonna be big damage on to Seabark, but also big damage to Chicago. Seabark trying to kind of see if he can back up out of this. Chicago looking for the Maelstrom healing. Should be able to get plenty of survivability here, as Seabark just focusing on his own recovery as best as possible above everything else. We're hitting that 5-minute mark, 25% dampener. Chicago has taken a little bit of damage, has a bit of mana, and starting to build up a bit of Maelstrom, so should be able to recover a little bit here. Or maybe just wants to commit some damage instead. Barking up. See if I got himself on Eclipse. Big Star Surge is back. Oh, looks like the chipping damage was enough. Was able to chip away at the Shaman little by little to eventually catch him off guard a bit and then blast him. As Bandolier going to be up next. Phantomizer to Seabark does at least jump into a bear form. Potentially could use Barkskin in order to give himself a bit more survivability. Bash out the Bandolier with a Cyclone, as the Rogue can't really escape out of this one. At least Seabark is giving himself a bit of opportunity to like get some distance from the Rogue, put some dots on the guy, dropping a mushroom on him. Doesn't the mushroom pop a slow? It looks like it does. Something's definitely slowed, yeah. And maybe that's what mushrooms do right now. Maybe mushrooms have a slow, because they used to have a slow back in the day. Knock back into the Rogue, does have a shadow step forward. Seabark is going to go for a War Stomp, using that mobility to escape the Rogue. Got himself plenty of roots. Going to be a Cloak of Shadows by the Rogue. Feeling a little bit impatient. Cloak of Shadows on the roots means that Seabark could have himself a proper go with cooldowns. And he may be okay. Trinket, before the Rogue can get himself a proper setup, Seabark just trying to see if he can escape him. Trying to go for a Cyclone. The Rogue going behind the pillar, but doesn't really want to go for a proper restealth. But ends up dots on the Seabark, but trying to be very careful of those thorns. No longer has a Cloak of Shadows, so he needs to be extra careful, as Seabark able to load him up full of dots and go for a couple of regrowths behind the pillar. Bandolier is not going to have an easy time approaching him. He can't really escape the damage over time of Moonfire's Sunfire. Previously in Shadowlands, Rogues had the shield. Whenever you stealth, you got yourself a little bit of shield, which lets you get a little bit of movement across the arena, even when you're dotted. But nowadays, not really. Garrone onto Seabark with a full kitted shot. I think the Rogue wants to go for Deathmark, but he knows with Seabark being as low as he is, just shouldn't be using it. Gotta be, oh, the dots do end up taking down Seabark at the end. The Rogue does burn a Trinket in order to get into Venom there either way. Modfell going to be up next, able to evade the Rogue sap, able to start getting some damage in pretty close up. It's going to be Glaive's going to throw it in as his disarm, stun into the Rogue, and it's going to be kind of DR'd off of that earlier bash. And it's going to be Bandolier just trying to see if he can avoid the Fellman as best as he can. Hit him with a blind. Going to be a Trinket for the Demon Hunter. Could potentially, oh, that result for the Rogue off of the blind? I'm actually surprised you dropped combat with that one. I'm actually very surprised. Huh? Is that a thing? Gonna be the Rogue trying to go for a kidney shot, but it's gonna be a Metamorphosis immune to kidney as the Rogue trying to get himself a setup. So for Modfell, this is fantastic. He's actually in a great spot right now. He could make something happen for this Rogue just wasted a kidney. And it's gonna be able to go for the big hunt. Mad damage, awesome setup, big damage from his main pet. Cheap shot by the Rogue. Wait, the Rogue, oh my god, he turned around, but the man is still bleeding out. Is he died to the hunt? No, he doesn't. I can't believe it. Chipple's gonna be up next. Try not to let this Rogue go anywhere. Just needs a couple more frost. There's a couple more frost strikes to chip away the guy. Oh my god, that is intense. Dude, that Rogue is incredible. That was actually intense. I can't believe it. That was that was way too close between him and the Death Knight. I mean, Demon Hunter. Way too close. Just making the game out of fun over this area. Okay, we may have to put the Rogues on a bench then, yeah, chat? Gonna be a big grippy hand for DG, but he's trying to see if he can escape Chupas. Gonna be back-to-back on Blitz. Let's go for Fade Death at the last second, but Chupas still has so much damage ramped up on him. Can't really grip him back in, but Demonic does end up getting randomly gripped in. GG does get to be separated from Chupas for just a moment. Turtle Shell to create some space between the two. Chupas just needs to be extra careful if there's gonna be a freezing trap or a steel trap. It's gonna be a freezing trap. Does DJ Flax have enough here? Kill shots from around the range as Choppa's sacrificing the ghoul as soon as someone's immediately stunned around the corner. That's how an IBM for this one. Swapping the attention onto that pet. DJ just needs to get Choppa's low enough. Gonna be a big grippy with a scatter. Trying to throw grenades, but I think he might have a fade down the last second. Is it enough to Manning Bandage? Oh, he tried to do everything he could to survive that one. Well done, well done. With Demonic gonna be up next with a good old grapple hook as an outlaw rogue. Death backed up for Choppas as he gets hit with the disarm. Killing spree for Demoniac. Just taking Choppa's health little by little. Just taking bits and pieces off of him. That's going to be a pistol shot. Big old Remorseless Winter Stun on Demonic. Wait, maybe Choppa's turned it around? No way. Actually was able to get quite a bit of damage versus Rogue. But then an invasion came through. Short and Deadly going to be up next. Hoping to take down Demonic if possible. May be able to do so. If you can just find him and get some overpowers onto the guy. That is also going to be the banner down for him as well in case Demonic goes in for cheap shot or a kidney. But it looks like Demonic maybe swapping out his weapons entirely. I think maybe swapping the poisons on those things. Going to be Short Deadly. Quick Stormbolt. Big bleeds are up. Demonic tried to go for advantage, but he picked up the eye so you can just actually see where the guy is going. That is super unfortunate. Oh my goodness. You boys. What the hell? Oh my god, dude. These gnomes. Oh my goodness, these gnomes. What is going on here? Short and Deadly and Diabolic just ganging up on Demoniac for no reason. Maybe just because he's a rogue? At least he's an outlaw rogue, but still a rogue. Still a rogue, I guess. That makes sense. Chad Hound going to be up next versus Short and Deadly. Trying to see if he can find a better angle versus the guy, but Short and Deadly trying to stay mobile. He knows that he ends up benefiting if he just stays mobile. He's going to go for the reflect. Prison trap. Well done, well done. With the Stormbolt after Shadow comes in for trick and pull. Battle sets available as Short and Deadly got himself a lot of damage with Shadow. Is it going to be enough here? Big blaze don't follow. Got a turtle shell. It looks like Short and Deadly backing up behind the pillar. Maybe waiting for Shadowhunt to drop down another trap. He does drop in a trap. Trying to hang out next to it. If Short and Deadly can maybe walk over it, he might not even need to. Gonna be a stun out of the Hunter, but it's gonna be quick charge by the Warrior. This is vulnerable. Oh, does get that execute at the end. Well done, well done. Oh my goodness. Bandolier with a 2, cutting it very, very close. But Choppa's actually sniping 2 kills. Pretty close as well. Short and Deadly with 2. Seabar played really, really well versus Chicago. They had a hell of a match versus one another, man. A hell of a match versus each other. Well done, man. Well done. Let's get ourselves another going here, boys, yeah?